Before 2023 ended, this chef got an international recognition for his book called Simpol Dishkarte. Then he launched another cookbook especially written to encourage kids to embark on a culinary adventure. Joining me now is restaurateur and best-selling author, Chef Tatung Sarthou. Chef, nice to have you with us. Young Chef's Cookbook.
Yes.
This could also be Young Chef's Cookbook at heart.
Yes.
Like myself, who never cooks, but would like to maybe start cooking at the age of 57.
Yeah. Very simple recipes, easy to follow.
Okay, so why did you decide to come up with a Young Chef's Cookbook?
I started cooking as a kid, and the challenge was, at years before, there wasn't much access to the internet and all that. And you wanted to cook, and you had to use your mother's cookbooks, but they weren't very easy to follow. So we kind of decided, I want to write a cookbook for kids that's easy to follow. The instructions are broken down, it's very visual. And, just to get them interested in the kitchen.
And how many recipes are in this book? Wow.
30? There are around
30 recipes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, one of my favorites and my wife's favorite, orange chicken.
Yes, it's so simple.
Egg sandwich. Asian spring rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, sunny fried rice.
Yeah.
What is this? Is this like the Yang Chow fried rice?
Sort of, yes.
Sort of,
yes.
no? But it, of course, has
Eggs, yeah.
Eggs. Salted caramel popcorn. Nako, this is the favorite of my son. Slider burgers and baked sticky wings.
Yes.
But some of these recipes, chef, can be also quite complicated.
No, they're actually very simple to do.
Oh.
And we decided on recipes that the kids will enjoy themselves, diba? Not just preparing, but eating it, but also serving it to adults, diba? Kasi if they want to do something for their parents, do something for their family, at least it's something that not just for kids, but it's for the entire family.
And it even includes illustrations on the basic tools that you need for cooking and also the safety tools.
Yes.
And you'll be guided in this book by no less than Chef Paul.
Yes, Paul from Simpol. Yeah,
Oh,
it's our new character from our channel.
All right. So, how do you divide your time coming up with all of these books from young chefs to Dishkarte, which is an award-winning book? This one in Paris.
No, that one won in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Last November.
Yeah. And this Simpol, the cookbook, featuring 101 recipes.
Won in Paris.
And it even has video links.
Yes, so a lot of people
QR codes.
Yeah, so if you don't understand reading the recipes, you can just follow the videos via the QR codes.
And for someone like a young chef, no? How young would you recommend that their parents start introducing them in the kitchen?
I think as early as 4 years old, you can start them learning about ingredients, what ingredients are called, fruits, vegetables, and all that. They can start working with their hands, like peeling fruits, diba? Yung malunggay. That's how I started to learn, diba? Oh, you pick the malunggay.
Is that how young you also started, chef?
So
at 4 years old?
4 years old, and I started like 6, 7 years old, hold the sandok and mix this or watch this and all that. So you really get engaged, and the good thing about cooking is that it builds your confidence if you're around cooking a lot when you're young. So I wasn't intimidated, as I grew up working in the kitchen, because it was like a normal thing. I'd watch my grandmother, cook all our lunches and all that. So it's very, very simple for me to adapt to working in the kitchen, because I already knew that. It's like common sense, and your hands are already ready working with this tiny intricate stuff.
But does cooking come naturally to a person? And what should be the mindset of a kid when he enters the kitchen? Because there are a lot of ingredients. It can be complex.
I think it's really about the curiosity of kids.
The caldero can be hot.
Make them very suitable to working in the kitchen. It's not to, it really grounds them a lot, because they learn to work with the elements. They know fire is hot, ice is cold, and all that. Once they're aware of that, it's easier for them to learn to cook. But if you scare them a lot when they work in the kitchen, it's going to be something that's going to stop you from ever. A lot of adults are intimidated by the kitchen, because for the adults, so they don't get bothered, they say, stay out, you're going to hurt yourself and all that. But if you teach them at an earlier age, like choosing vegetables and all that. They'd be very mindful. And that's one thing that cooking really teaches kids is mindfulness.
Mindfulness and also being independent.
Being independent, yeah. And also I think they learn impermanence, because when you cook, you have to learn to let go. So if you fail today, you can always start over, cook the dish again. So it really teaches you resilience.
But not everybody has that skill to cook.
But
Or can you learn it?
It's something that can be learned. So if you just keep them in the kitchen, keep them interested, guide them, they will learn somehow. Cooking is not just the skill of the hands, it's also the skill of the palate. So as long as they like tasting food, they're open to,
But you also have to be patient in the kitchen.
Yes, and that's a certain value that has to be learned by a lot of people. That's why a lot of people go to restaurants, they demand food to be served immediately. They don't know how long it takes to get food cooked. They think it's like from a bottle or a can, and it's served immediately. But once you're aware of how things really unfold in the kitchen, you become more, respectful for people who cook.
Yeah.
You become more, forgiving of mistakes and all that. So there's so many values that can be learned by cooking. And for me, teaching kids to cook is just a tool for you to become a better person.
Ayun. And I see that, in my son. He's 19 years old. Last night, he cooked the medianoche, the carbonara, and the steak.
Yeah.
He even baked it. He cooked. I mean, he prepared everything for the family. And you can see that he's very patient with all the ingredients, putting it all together in a frying pan. And are those the characteristics that will also make a teenager potentially a future chef?
Not just a future chef, but even a leader, because it really takes a lot of communication skills, a lot of management skills to be able to serve a meal. Like if he was irresponsible in preparing your meal, you would probably have your medianoche today instead of yesterday.
That's right. Yes.
So it really, I think of myself when I was growing up, I had a built-in Gantt chart in my mind, because you have to time cooking the potatoes, to cooking the steak, to preparing your dessert, to chilling and tenderizing stuff. So you have all these things going on in your mind at the same time, but with the same deadline of serving it in time for mealtime. So, it's like something that you learn to manage, you learn to adjust the speed of your work, you learn, make decisions on your feet and all that. So it's really something that's, makes you function better in this world.
Taking a look at your cookbooks, chef, there maybe more than 100 recipes here, no?
Definitely.
Crispy pork kare-kare, chili con carne.
This book has around 107
Callos,
recipes.
Of course, plus the books that you have here in your Young Chef's Cookbook, right? But what are the food trends for 2024?
One thing for 2024, more people will be cooking at home. So we wrote that cookbook because we want the kids to have action as well, rather than just the adults. And people will be cooking luxury at home, because eating out is kind of expensive. So a lot of people will be cooking at home using luxury, expensive ingredients like more truffles, specialty sauce, ingredients from all over. So that's going to be a trend. And another trend also is value for money. So I think buffets will have a strong comeback. And for the luxury side, people will be very conscious of experiences. So unique food concepts will really make a hit. Service will be something that's very important in moving forward. When people want to, when they go to a restaurant, they want to be treated very well. They want food to be excellent, food to come on time and all that. So people will be very demanding, because a lot of people are very sophisticated already, because a lot of people travel is back and all that. And another thing that's going to be a big hit will be plant-based food.
Plant-based food, okay. Healthy food.
Healthy food. I think there'll be a lot of people are, trying to lose weight and, get healthy.
That's part of my New Year's resolution every year.
Yeah, so there will be calorie reduction for a lot of people. Eating less, but of better quality.
Better quality. Yeah. But on the other hand, what kind of food should people avoid?
A lot of people are straying away from artificial. People are straying away from chemically laden food and all that. And once people begin cooking at home, they ask these questions more because more people are cooking like pre-pandemic. There are more people cooking now than before the pandemic. And whenever you buy ingredients, you ask, where is it from? What's it made of? So people are more conscious, people are more educated, more people now read labels and ask questions that, could possibly affect their health.
All right, so where can our viewers who love Chef Tatung's culinary delights buy these books? Young Chef's Cookbook, Simpol the Cookbook, and of course, Dishkarte.
Yeah.
Where can we get
all
these
our books are available online, Lazada and Shopee, and also available on the bookstores, National Bookstore, Fully Booked, and also on Amazon. But presently, we are sold out in Amazon, so we have to make a new shipment.
Well, all the best.
Thank you very much.
2024, the year of the wooden dragon.
Yeah.
Well, of course, it will only take place in February.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
For joining us on The Final Word, and happy New Year, Chef Tatung. Restaurateur and author, Chef Tatung Sarthou.